Karoline Leavitt, the 26-year-old rising conservative voice and former Trump White House staffer, has been grabbing headlines lately. Though not always for her fiery politics or ambitious climb through the GOP ranks, but rather for something far more superficial yet oddly captivating: her apparent inability to resist primping herself every time she takes the podium, where instead of audiences being fixated on her words, they find themselves distracted by the constant hair tucks, shoulder brushes, and subtle camera checks that practically scream, "Yes, I went tanning, did you notice?" And as much as we want to dismiss it as a harmless quirk, the internet, of course, couldn't let it slide, with Twitter and TikTok lighting up with meme-worthy commentary ranging from, "Is Karoline giving a speech or auditioning for a tanning salon commercial?" to "Forget the policies, someone please just get her a mirror." And while many joked about it, even some of her own supporters admitted the non-stop self-adjusting was hard to ignore, often overshadowing the substance of her speeches. But here's where things get interesting, because vanity in politics isn't exactly a new phenomenon, with history reminding us that image has always been part of the game, whether it was John F. Kennedy's youthful charisma dazzling television audiences in the 1960s or today's politicians curating Instagram perfect snapshots of their lives to craft relatability and appeal. And in that sense, Karoline's bronzed glow, polished appearance, and camera-ready hair flips are part of a carefully constructed brand meant to sell her as the young, energetic face of a new conservative generation. Yet the fine line she's walking is that when presentation becomes too distracting, it can backfire, leaving voters remembering the tan and the primp instead of the talking points. And that is the real risk here, being perceived as style over substance in a political arena where credibility can hinge on how seriously the public takes you. Still, to give credit where it's due, Karoline's sharpness, media training, and ambition make her a formidable presence. And it's clear she understands that modern politics is as much about perception as it is about policy. But perhaps the lesson in all this is that while image may open the door, it's the message that ultimately keeps people listening. And maybe, just maybe, it's time for Karoline to let her speeches shine brighter than her bronzer. Of course, none of this is to say she hasn't given us top-tier internet entertainment, because whether you love her politics or not, the memes spawned by her podium primping have been pure comedy gold, with fans and critics alike joining in on the fun, proving once again that in today's media culture, every detail, no matter how small, can become part of a politician's narrative. So at the end of the day, Karoline Leavitt is still on her way up, learning how to balance ambition with image. And while she might need to save the touch-ups for after the cameras stop rolling, at least she's managed to capture our attention, if not always for the reasons she intended, leaving us with one big question: is this style over substance, or simply smart branding for a new generation of politicians?